Moving to Brazil, home to 200 million people, the world's 9th largest economy, and the one and only samba dancing street dog. Yeah, he either has amazing rhythm or a very funky dose of worms. But in just over 100 days, Rio De Janeiro will stage the 2016 Olympics. And as per tradition, it's time to panic over the host nation's readiness. Let's hear it.
Preparations for the 2016 Olympics actually are looking pretty good. More than 95% of the venues complete without going over budget.
Wow! Rio's Olympic construction is on track. Good news. The bad news is absolutely everything else.
The world's most dangerous cities have been revealed. Brazil, which is set to host the Olympic Games, had the worst country showing, with a total of 21 cities on the list of 50.
Almost 60,000 people were murdered in 2014. In absolute numbers, that makes Brazil the deadliest place in the world outside of Syria.
They call this the Badlands, Deodoro. It's slums or favelas, the city's crime central, with murder rates 20 times Rio's average. But just 1,500 metres away, the venues that will host 9 Olympic sports.
Let's hope one of those sports is the shooting. Brazil won the bid in 2009 and hosted the World Cup 2 years ago. But since then,
the Zika epidemic has spread from Brazil's northeast, bringing fear in almost equal measure because of the number of microcephaly cases.
This is already a pandemic. It's spreading very rapidly. Events like the Olympics could spread it much further.
The world's #1 pole vaulter, Jen Schur, says she still hopes to go to Rio despite the Zika virus.
I'm a mosquito magnet, so that's definitely something that I'll just be packing tons of, repellent with me and anything I can, and I'll have armbands and ankle bands on it.
Yeah, or you could just compete as a beekeeper. Up to you. Officials advise athletes to wear long-sleeve T-shirts and insect repellent. But why stop there? The Olympics already has the flame. We just need to add one mother of a mosquito coil. And it turns out Zika is not all you can catch.
There are some harbours you'd be almost happy to fall into. Then there's Rio de Janeiro. A German sailor's fighting flesh-eating bacteria after training there.
Here are 2 athletes surrounded by, see these? Dead fish. Dead fish everywhere for the Olympics.
I believe the last dead fish to compete at the Olympics was Sally Robbins. And dead fish aren't the worst things floating in the water.
The waters where swimming and boating events will take place are so contaminated with human feces that athletes face the risk of becoming violently ill and unable to finish the games. A 5-month investigation found dangerously high levels of viruses which can cause fevers, vomiting, and diarrhea.
I bet the Australian Olympic Committee regrets choosing white shorts for the official team uniform. And it's not just Brazil's water that has turned to shit.
Brazil's currency has also plummeted by 40% in the past 2 years.
It's the worst downside that Brazil has seen since the Great Depression in the 1920s and early 30s.
The organisers of the 2016 Olympics in Rio say they'll be forced to make cuts of $520 million.
Cuts including abandoning plans to install televisions in athletes' rooms. And that's good, all right? They shouldn't be watching TV. They're there for 2 reasons, competing and rooting. For each other. I mean, cheering how many people they've had sex with. Anyway, where was I? Brazil, yes. The economic crisis has come to a head in the scandal engulfing the state-run oil company Petrobras that last year saw Brazil's GDP lose $27 billion.
Petrobras awarded some of the country's biggest construction companies inflated contracts, with the surplus flowing into the pockets of Brazil's business elite and congressmen.
Around 50 politicians from across the political spectrum have been charged or jailed.
Politicians already convicted of corruption are being re-elected, with the rationale being that they are at least less corrupt than everyone else.
Vote for me, because you got nothing left to lose. I took it already. Obrigado. Obrigado. That's not racist, because it's not a real accent. Meanwhile, Brazil's president has been accused of fiddling with the national budget.
The president lost a crucial impeachment vote in the lower house of Congress. Accused of manipulating government accounts, she'll now face trial in the Senate.
In a televised address to the nation, Ms. Rousseff vowed to defend her mandate and called the action a political farce.
It will then put her government on pause for at least 180 days while she tries to fight that impeachment.
there will be no stable government during the Olympics. Is there some leader who can take control of this? Rio's Mayor Eduardo Paez, give us a pep talk.
We didn't win the games because we had better infrastructure than Chicago, Tokyo or Madrid. I mean, we won the games, we won the bid because we were worse than them.
Ah, the old sympathy bid. In line with the new Olympic motto, fast-ish, high enough, and I loosened it for you. Still, it's the first ever Olympics in South America, and the people must be raring to join in the excitement.
Organizers concede they've only been able to sell half of the tickets. If sales do not pick up, the Brazilian government may consider buying the tickets and giving them away to schools.
Compulsory Olympic events for school kids. It sounds like a punishment. Jorge, one more word out of you and I'll send you to the shot put qualifier. Maria, I have 2 tickets to the equestrian and I am not afraid to use them. It's got so bad that DFAT's current official advice for Aussies headed to Brazil is to exercise a high degree of caution. Someone should tell that to the Australian Olympic team.
The games are close. We can feel it.
Taste it. Come with us, Australia. Come with us, Australia.
I will not come with you. You might be able to taste it and feel it, but I'm pretty sure I can smell it from here. Also not coming is Aussie opening ceremony maestro Rick Birch, who quit after a 75% budget cut. On the plus side, with no fireworks or big production numbers, the opening ceremony will be 3 hours of this guy.